Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be talking about level 14 Homestead, the best decks for the 3 different stations, and also your upgrade priority for the process upgrades. Let's go ahead and begin by talking about the Forge. So the Forge is very simple in terms of best decks. At level 14 there are only going to be 3 items you will have to fill orders for: Herb Tray, Thermo Chest, and Mithril Mortar. Now for the Herb Tray, the optimal deck to run is going to be this formation: 2 heat up, 1 charge, 1 multi-forge, 1 reforge, and then 2 pyro burst. This will be giving you the highest wish points on average. The thermo chest deck is going to be 2 heat up, 1 charge, 1 multi-forge, and 2 pyro burst. And then the Mithril Mortar deck is going to be 1 heat up, 1 charge, 1 multi-forge, and 2 pyro burst. As you can see, the pyro burst card is just very effective when you have that unlocked. If you need also iron mixing dish, let's say you're level 13, let's throw in the optimal deck for that in here as well, and you can read it off the screen right now. Okay, so now for the process upgrades for the Forge, well, there's not really anything major. However, you will want to craft 10 4-star herb trays. When you do that, you are going to get a process upgrade from a different station, the Alchemy station, to upgrade the enchant card, which is a really important card for almost all of the top decks to be running. So that is going to be your basically number 1 priority. When you make it to level 14, you're going to want to craft as many of these herb trays as possible to get 10 of them at 4-star quality, and then you will be able to I get the process upgrade for the Alchemy workshop for the enchant card, which is so that's the first thing you should be doing basically to focus on. Now let's look at the kitchen and the optimal decks for the kitchen. So for the kitchen, you have 1 new item, which is a healthy candied skewer. Apart from that, you have the popcorn, earthy flatbread, roasted corn if you're at level 14. If you're at level 13, then you'll also have crispy black root, salted corn chips. I'll briefly show you those decks, but probably you already know them from my previous video. And then lunar pastry box as well, we can show that deck while we're at it. So for the healthy candied skewer, which is the new item for level 14, this is going to be the optimal deck: 3 heat control, 2 slow cook, and 1 ferment. And then if we move on to the next one, we have popcorn, which will be 3 heat control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. Earthy flatbread will be 4 heat control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. And then roasted corn will be 3 heat control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. So these are going to be the optimal decks for a level 14 Homestead. And lunar pastry box, 4 heat control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. Okay, now the crispy black root and the salted corn chips. So if you need these are going to be the optimal decks: 4 heat control, 2 slow cook, 1 ferment for crispy black root, and salted corn chips. You can see it on the screen. Standard 5-card deck for the kitchen. So those are the optimal kitchen decks. Now for the process upgrade for the kitchen, this is not major. This actually, even getting this upgrade isn't going to change anything in your optimal decks. So like, you can just get it over time. But to get it, you need to get 10 4-star healthy candied skewers, which is just going to be get naturally by filling out your orders. Don't make this a priority or anything in terms of process upgrades. Now we have the Alchemy workshop. So the Alchemy workshop is going to be the one where there are the most process upgrades happening. In fact, you're going to get 2 process upgrades. One of them, like we said, which is a major priority for you to focus on first, is going to be by crafting 10 4-star herb trays. When you do that, you're going to get the enchant card upgraded, and you can now see my enchant card currently is leveled up to level 4 because of that. Then you'll also get the overload process upgrade to level 2. In order to get that, you need to spend 4,000 of the sulfur. If you see this item here, this gold item here that you can will be used for some of the crafting in this level 14, I can show it to you actually here in the ore refinery. You have this White Ridge sulfur. You need to use 4,000 of this. So one great way of doing it, and like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, is by focusing on the herb trays early on, because you're going to look for those 4 stars in order to get the enchant process upgrade. And by default, by like a byproduct, you're also going to be getting a lot of this White Ridge sulfur usage. But you're going to need to use 4,000 in total, and definitely the item which is best to craft for getting there quickly is the Earth Antidote, because the Earth Antidote is going to have the highest cost of the White Ridge sulfur, which is 24 for each one that you craft, and so you're going to get to that 4,000 quota quicker and get the overload card upgraded. So what I did was, after I got the herb trays done, I just used a lot of my stamina on making Earth Antidotes. Now I finally filled it out in all the orders in the last couple of days, and you guys will do that that too. But basically that allowed me to really speed run and get the overload upgrade quickly for the process upgrade. Okay, now let's talk about the best deck. So the best deck for Earth Antidote is going to be 3 ingredients, 3 grind, 1 distill, 1 crystallize. This is the best deck and is good even before you have the enchanter overload process upgrade, because as you see, there's not even enchanter overload in the deck. So like this is a great option that you can run even prior to getting those upgrades. Okay, next up we have some other ones. We have the compound antidote. Now this optimal deck is going to be 2 enchant, 2 overload, 1 crystallize, 1 distill, and of course this is going to be quite a bit better when you get both enchant and overload process upgrades from doing what we already talked about in your process upgrade priority. Then we have the basic antidote. This is going to be 2 enchant, 2 overload, 1 crystallize, 1 distill, 1 grind. After this we have the extraction flask, which will be 2 enchant, 2 overload, 1 distill, 2 grind. And then we have Earth Essence, which will be 2 enchant, 2 overload, 1 distill, 1 grind. So those are all the optional decks. And if you want to know Refined Illusion Potion, in case you need it, in case you're level 13, 2 enchant, 2 overload, 1 crystallize, 1 distill, 1 grind. But again, I did cover that in previous videos. So the final thing now to mention is that when you craft 10 4-star Earth Antidotes, is going to give you a process upgrade in the forge. But again, I said that this is not going to be any major priority because this sharpening card is not being seen or used in any of the top decks as of right now. So you don't have to worry about rushing to this. And in fact, like I got pretty unlucky with all of the crafting I did, even though I've crafted probably close to 100 Earth Antidotes. I've only gotten 1 out of 10 completion here. But you want to eventually get 10 4-star Earth Antidotes, but it'll just come with time. Just run that optimal deck and eventually you're going to get that done. And like I said, it is not a priority because this card is not going to improve your decks anyway. All the decks which I have currently locked in, those are the optimal decks for level 14. You guys will want to run them as well and just focus on those process upgrades that we talked about, getting the enchant and overload process upgrade of Alchemy Workshop. That's basically the only big ones for this level of Homestead, and you do it by first getting your 10 4-star herb trays, so you just craft as many of these as you can as soon as you make it to level 14, and then once you're done with that, you can fill out the rest of the White Ridge Sulfur that is needed, your quota of 4,000 in order to get the overload upgrade. You can just use by crafting Earth Antidotes or anything else. Compound Antidote even will use White Ridge Sulfur, and also Herb Tray will use it as well. So that is basically it. Hopefully this video is helpful. If you guys have any other tips for Homestead, feel free to share them in the comment section down below. Good luck with your progress. One final thing to mention is about your orders. If you want to really min-max the amount of wish points you're getting, the most valuable things to be crafting and filling out orders for are going to be the highest rarity items for that level of Homestead. So Herb Tray is going to be good. That is the best one for the Forge. Mithril Mortar is second best. Thermal Chest is really the worst one that you want to be filling for orders. It's not the most efficient. Earth Antidote, Compound Antidote, both great to fill for orders. And because you have like really high 4-star chance when you have all the upgrades for the Alchemy, even Earth Essence, Extraction Flask, Basic Antidote, not bad either. So any Alchemy type item in level 14, especially after you have your process upgrades for Alchemy Workshop, they're going to be good to fill out orders for and getting good amount of wish points. And for the kitchen, it's really only Healthy Candied Skewer. These other items here are not very efficient to be making and filling orders for, but of course, if you get them, you can do them. But if you really want to min-max, really just focus Healthy Candied Skewer and then focus on all of these other items, or if need be, you can also go for popcorn, but try to avoid earthy flatbread. That is the worst one. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you are not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There is a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Firelight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.